Welcome back to the Late Bloomer Actor. This is episode 2 of season 5. And for everyone watching on YouTube, I have to apologize. I think my face is a little bit red. Not because I'm nervous or having a reaction. Maybe I am. But I had a bit too much sun yesterday out walking with my wife. But there we are. I got some sun. Today's episode is a little bit special for me, and not just because I'm slightly outnumbered in the studio. This episode brings together 3 actors who are right at the beginning of their professional journeys, currently training at Flinders University here in Adelaide in the Bachelor of Performance in Acting. They're learning the craft, discovering who they are as artists, and starting to look toward an industry that can feel both exciting and terrifying in equal measure. And we know that already. One of those actors is my son, Connor Clark, who some of you may remember from season 3, episode 2, when he came on the podcast at the very start of his training. Joining Connor today are 2 of his fellow classmates and collaborators, Sienna Druce and Jakub Hapugoda, both emerging actors who've already clocked up stage work, university productions and short films, and who bring very different perspectives into the room. What I want to explore in this conversation is something that I think doesn't get talked about enough. How different does an acting journey look when you start young compared to starting later in life? What are the advantages? What are the blind spots? And what can each generation of actors generally learn from the other? If you're a young actor in training, I think this episode will give you reassurance and maybe a few gentle warnings. If you're a late bloomer, I hope it reminds you that there is no single right timeline, just different starting points. All right. Let's get into it. All right. Welcome everyone to another episode of The Late Bloomer Actor. I'm really excited about this conversation because it's not one we get to have very often, and I think it's going to be a good one. Sitting with me in the studio today are 3 actors currently training at Flinders University here in Adelaide, South Australia, all at different points in discovering who they are as performers. And full transparency, one of them happens to share my last name. Rather than me doing a formal bio for each of you, I'd love to throw it over to you. So we'll just go around the room, tell us who you are, what year you're in. Well, you're all in the same year. First person gets to talk, gets to answer that question. And maybe one sentence on why you decided to pursue acting in the first place. Ladies first, Sienna, do you want to kick us off?
That's unfair. Okay, I'll introduce us all. Hi, my name is Sienna. We are 3rd-year actors, so we're about to complete our Bachelor of Acting this year, which is very exciting. Yay. In a sentence, I think the reason I got into acting is I love the freedom and I love getting to play, and it's just always been a calling, the live feeling of performing.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we'll talk a bit about your background and where you've come from and everything like that. So, Jakub, you're next up, my man.
Yeah, I'm Jakub. I'm in 3rd year, same as Sienna and Connor. I sentence why do acting. I don't know. I just really like it. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy entertaining the peoples in any way.
I love it. I love it. And we'll nail down on that. That's good. We're getting used to the camera, guys. This is your first podcast too, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Man, it's first podcast.
It's not that scary. It's not that scary. And Connor, you're an old hack at this, having appeared in season 3. Welcome, my young man.
Wasn't it season 2? Was it 3?
Season 3, I think.
Oh.
It's in my notes for the intro, which I haven't done yet.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome. And where are you coming from today, Connor?
So if you look up, I'm just hi.
No banging on the ceiling, man. There we go.
Yeah.
No, I have a Rode mic. It wouldn't have picked it up, hopefully. So, but for everyone listening, he was banging on the ceiling because he's right above me. Welcome, mate. Thank you very much. You got anything to say?
Oh, yes. So yeah, I'm Connor. Same year as these guys, obviously. I talked last time about what made me choose to do acting, but I think the reason why I still do it is because I like I've always been a dramatic person. I love the idea of being able to just play someone you're not and just go into these random scenarios that you might not ever encounter in your actual life, and just performing just things that you might not ever do yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's acting, isn't it? Being someone else, but bringing bringing something to life on screen or on stage. So, guys, before I go into some really formal questions and nail down some serious discussions here, and you'll get worried now, as a group, and feel free to talk over each other and back each other up and that, but you're all at Flinders
All my best
University. You're in year 3, so you've done a lot of stuff together. Now, I've been fortunate to see you all on stage in your productions, as well as some stuff on screen. So you've got together now and made some film as well, including the last 48-hour film challenge. So that's a big discussion topic for actors and for late bloomers. It's about making your own work. So as a group, just the 3 of you and your wider community that you have, so we didn't get everyone from your class on, how is your 3rd year at university working as a community, as a group of actors, and building that portfolio, so to speak?
Who wants to take this?
Anyone want to jump at it?
Go for it. Connor,
Well,
you
I mean,
start. Go on.
I think we're very collaborative, obviously, at uni when we have to work together, even if we're not even if you're not in a scene with someone, everyone will still be there if you want to run lines or just find things. If you have a self-tape, you can just ask someone to help you with it, and they'll just be there to help be the reader and stuff. But outside of uni, even with the 48-hour challenge and with other films, I think it's just the feeling of being in the industry, I guess, because you're not in uni, you're not doing classes, you're making a film, and being able to collaborate with the people you know already and then meet their friends and some of the directors they know. It's always just a really good opportunity, and it's just so much fun. So I think we take any opportunity we can, really, to collaborate outside of uni on any work possible.
Yeah.
I do think we're quite blessed to have, we're all family. I feel so comfortable around you guys as an ensemble, and it gives me permission to play a little bit more when sometimes in the outside world I might be a bit more hesitant to go to those crazy angles. But with our ensemble and our year, which is such a privilege, I feel like I can take those risks, and you guys are going to support me no matter what.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think because we're I think part of the reason why they all do a lot of ensemble work with us is because everyone's really nervous to be loud and stupid at first year, and a big hurdle that we all have to overcome is being okay with looking stupid, because I mean
the whole job.
Yeah, the whole job is sometimes you do a scene what am I doing? I look so stupid right now, but that's not the point. The point is that other people sit and go, whoa, that was so real, that looks so cool. But I think having outside eyes to see what we do as individuals is really good.
Good. I find that really interesting, because how you said to feel stupid in front of your classmates and to do silly things and to make faces and that, but because on stage, you guys do some serious storytelling. I haven't even started on my questions yet, but I'm going to go down this tangent straight up, because there's a lot of discussions on my podcast between the difference between young people and late bloomers. And they say that late bloomers we have that positive aspect of that we have lived a life experience. We've married and had children and divorced and got arrested. Not me, but that's another story. No, not yet.
Big news for Connor Clark 2026.
Connor's brain just went insane.
Oh, Connor, you're not my real son.
I knew it.
But seriously, so people comment on that late bloomers have that life experience, but you guys are all in your early 20s, and you've gone straight into drama school out of high school, yet you're delivering some productions that have some serious life messages. So do you find that having that ensemble training and being able to just free yourself of that I'm looking stupid or I'm being an idiot makes it easier when you've got to do that simulated sex scene, or that discussion about being pregnant or losing a baby, or all those intricate topics that you guys have already addressed in your drama shows?
I think I want to reword what I said, because I don't think it's being stupid. I think it's being vulnerable. I think is what I meant because, if you act like a in front of everyone, you're being vulnerable. Like, it looks stupid, but you're being vulnerable. And I think it's the same when you have to do scenes where it's a simulated sex scene, or like, you've just found out someone's died. It's allowing yourself to drop into the truth of what's happening, regardless of how your self-conscious mind might view that, I think. And I know that when I've done scenes like that, and when anyone else has done scenes like that, and I've gone, oh, that looked really stupid, we all go, no, it didn't. It looked really good. It looked really good. Like, what are you talking about? I think it's a big part of the training is overcoming that eye that tells you what you're doing looks really stupid, or I feel self-conscious about this. And
But I kind of think, like, it's a big part of the training is getting over that. But I don't think anyone will ever fully get rid of it, because I'll sit there and Jacob will do a scene and he'll say, oh, I don't know about this. And I'll go, no, that was brilliant. That was amazing. It made me feel. And then 2 minutes later, I'll do my scene and I'll be like, that was shit. I felt stupid. I'm terrible. There's no way that was good. So it's...
And I'll say, yeah, it was so bad. I hated that.
And then we all go, yeah, Connor, what was that?
Yeah. Welcome to drama at Flinders, guys.
Yeah. To answer the question from like a different angle, it is vulnerable, but at the same time, trying to understand those types of scenarios if we haven't been in them before, because we're so young. What a lot of acting I'm finding, especially right now, is it's imagination, it's make-believe, it's play. So it's not necessarily, oh my God, I've never lost a child in my life, but it's going, what would I do if I had lost a child? And so it's vulnerable, but the beauty of acting is we get to play imagination, and it's safe to be able to put myself in that scenario. Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. And let's start this podcast right in the serious stuff. That's fantastic. No, that's really good, because I wanted to show that my goal here in talking to you is to try and show that or even though our journeys are so different, they can be quite similar, and we can all get the same thing. So let's go into some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, and we'll go on divergence if we need to. So you guys are training all together, as I said, but do you feel like you're all on the same timeline, or are you already finding different paths that you can see yourselves going on?
I absolutely think we're all on different paths in a way. We're all, like, obviously traveling on the same path, doing the same learning and stuff, but we all take the teaching differently. Like, we all take it in. Like, our teacher will say one thing and Jacob will clock it, and he'll know how to use it immediately, and then I might have to explore it a little bit on the floor, or Sienna might relate it back to a reading that she's done and then connect it that way. So absolutely, I think we're all on different paths, not like in skill, but but like in just terms of learning and using your ability and channeling it and stuff. I think I think we're at that point where we now have our own processes that we know work for us that might not work for others, and we can see that and understand that.
Yeah.
That makes
I'd say like different things will resonate with us. So it's not necessarily
Exactly,
we can't measure our skill level. It's just whatever we're focusing on in the moment. For example, Meisner, some people it really clicks for, and it really will work for their imagination or their emotions. For other people, it's not there, and that's okay. It doesn't make them less or more of an actor. Just something else will resonate later down.
It's a bit like so we're all talking about that toolbox, isn't it? So your teachers are giving you a toolbox full of tools, and you're choosing which ones you're leaving in there. You go, nah, throw that one out, throw that. Oh, I love this one. I'm keeping that.
It's not always
like
easy.
Throwing stuff at us, like use this, no, use this, no, use this, no.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, yeah, this works, and then you have like an aha moment.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. And do you find the formality of the training at times just this is crap? I know how to do this, or do you just take it on board and learn from it, grow from it?
Well, yeah, I think I've never had a moment, I think, where I've gone, oh man, this is just so bad, I'm going to stop everything. There's a lot of the training is, there's always something in what you're doing, even if like you're doing the process of actioning, where you put a verb for every line that you say. I don't particularly like doing that all the time, but
No.
I've
Yeah.
found that when I'm stuck on a line, it works. I put it on there and it works. I think it's using, like, if you're thrown 5 things, one of them might help. And if none of them help, then that's fine. I think it's a lot of self-driven learning in that
Nice.
area, I think. There's a lot of,
And yeah, off of that, it's like for me, there's been lots of times where I'll be in class and I'll be like, I don't see why I'm learning this. Like, this doesn't work for me. This is kind of silly. But then months later, I will call back to that and be like, I can use this and maybe it will actually help. So it's like you're getting a bunch of tools, putting in your toolbox that you don't really care about. But then when you need it, it will be in there.
It's
So it's
deep
good.
down. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. As long as you
Mm.
learn it, even if it doesn't work when you first learn it, you have it there in case you need to reach back to discover something else.
it's
So
like,
one of the biggest things I find with formal training is I scoff at it all the time is what animal am I? Now you
Dude,
guys have
I
all
don't know,
done that.
man.
We just did that a few
I
days
think
ago.
I love that stuff. That stuff.
Yeah.
See, this is another thing where the animal stuff might not work with everyone, but for me, I just love it. It's like you just get to play, have fun. Like it works in my brain because I think strangely sometimes it's helpful to pretend to be a raccoon on the floor.
A raccoon. Oh. Do we even have
Raccoon.
raccoons in Australia?
No.
But Jacob's the spirit animal.
I love it. Guys, what do you think is the biggest advantage of starting your acting journey young? If you think you can find an advantage of it, what's the part no one really warns you about as well? And you can use me as a comparison as a old actor.
I wasn't going to use you as a comparison, but something that really stood out to me when we first started was how much stuff you have to unlearn. And I feel like because we start so young, the habits aren't as solidified, possibly. So, for example, something I got dealt with a lot was posture, especially when I start to get tense, my shoulders are coming up and stuff. I find, I could be wrong, but because I'm slightly younger, it's a bit easier. That's gone now. That's been completely wired out of me. And it's not as long of a habit that they've had to try and break.
Nice.
Could be an entry point.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely.
Yeah, I also think because we're so young, we don't have lots of life experience in many areas. We're told to observe a lot, like really make sure, be mindful when something does happen. Not that you always are, yes, how can I use this in my acting when, like, I know someone tragically dies, like, oh yes, finally. It's just like, no, it's not, that's a tangent. Anyway, it's more about, I think for me, I find mindfulness is a big thing that we do at uni as part of the formal training. It's being grounded, and I often find applying that to my life. I take note of a lot more things and I notice more things. When you observe things, you can understand them. So, like, it's a bit of a life hack I've learnt.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm expecting my wife to come in, Kelly or Connor's mum, and say, see, I told you mindfulness. So,
Mindfulness, yeah, you never think about it, but it really is a strong part of acting, to be honest.
I love it. I love it. So a bit more on that, starting your journey as as early actors. So when you guys hear the phrase late bloomer actor, what honestly comes to mind? And has that idea changed since being around me or other older actors?
Well, I mean, didn't Alan Rickman start at like 45? Isn't he technically a late bloomer actor?
Yeah,
Like,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
was a late bloomer. Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
There's
I never heard the term ever
Nor have I.
before. I never thought of it about that, like that late bloomer. Well, I mean, just bloom later. No, I don't see a negative with that at all.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no. I obviously coin it to this podcast and you. That's all I know. If I hear that term now, I go, "That's my dad."
I also think that. I think that's kind of sad.
But
I love it.
When I think about it, it's just like it's just people who find either their skill or their interest and love in acting and film just after they've experienced life, obviously. Like you, I don't remember when when you were doing your first extra background roles and stuff, but you started like most of your life in in your job and all that.
Mm.
So it's just people who find their love and their ability for it afterwards, while we've kind of just it was one of the first things we found.
Mm.
So it's just the same thing, just at a different point in life, kind of.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't think
Ah.
it makes anyone less or more passionate or anything. It's just like we've just taken our time to get there, but the craft it's always there.
Yeah.
I love it. And, and it doesn't mean that none of you three will become late bloomer actors. Now, I hope, and I think I've seen your talent. I think you're all going on to amazing careers straight out of university. So, but there are a lot of actors that did what your journey that you've been on, and then went and had kids, or went and got their lawyer job because mum and dad said you have to be a lawyer or a plumber or whatever, and then they've come back to it later in life. So that is that late bloomer journey. So I was just really curious to hear it come from your point of view and see what your expectations are. So at this stage of your training, guys, just coming back on your training, what feels more important to you? Talent, discipline, or resilience? And has this answer shifted since your first year?
Whoa.
Yeah, get
Gotta
you
think
thinking
about
now.
that.
There is an exam at the end of this.
Oh,
I can. Oh, what? Huh?
Provide 4 references.
let me
MLA
put my
9.
glasses on.
I can absolutely say when I started, talent was like one of the bigger ones. I was just like, I gotta be the best, you know? I gotta have the skills for it. But being in third year now and after all the learning, I think talent is one of I wouldn't even focus on it. I wouldn't even say you need to think about talent, because it's something you build. It's a skill you work on. So absolutely, discipline and resilience are the top things that what am I saying? Top things that like really build, that you really use, because you need to be. Our course is 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. We need to be disciplined to come in every day and stay on top of that. We need to be resilient over the hard physical work and still manage to push through and just not give up when you have one bad day.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
no, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think talent is only important in your first impressions with people, and it can only get you so far. I think to engage in the discipline is to be resilient. So I think both of those things kind of go together. I think
love it.
It's like talent versus hard work. Talent with hard work will get you anywhere, but hard work on its own can also get you anywhere. And because like progress is non-linear, some days you'll be boom, like it completely depends on absolutely nothing. Sometimes it can just be circumstance that you're not in control of. But I think something that the professional training helps with is understanding that what they're after is you as you are now, and that can only improve as time goes on if you continue to work hard, I think is.
Awesome. What's your thoughts on that, Sienna? More so, Connor said something about you have those harder days. So do you find that you have those days where you just go, I don't want to do this anymore, and you've got to find that way to push through?
Because I wanted to comment on the resilience, and I definitely think, especially at the start of this year, I think resilience, if we're doing a tier, I would say resilience, discipline, talent. Because I think discipline is great. Discipline is putting your head down and doing the work, but resilience almost to me is still finding the fun in it. Like it's a bit lighter, and it's just kind of giving yourself a bit of grace by saying it's okay that I'm not doing okay, and I'm still going to try anyway. So the resilience feels like finding the fun in it still, because especially going 3 years into this course, 9 to 5, it's so intense. Sometimes that spark isn't always going to be there because stress and everything else starts to take over. But resilience and knowing, just letting go and trusting it a bit and having fun. I feel like that for me has definitely become an important thing I have to bring into my acting every day.
That is brilliant.
Mm.
And do you see that being a strong skill set to take out into the working field? Connor would know this because he sees what my downs are as I'll say as a career actor, so as a working actor being out there. So it's about that resilience of being able to ride the troughs, because there's a lot more of them than the peaks. So do you guys see that being part of your toolbox now?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. All
I mean,
the
if you-
no's we're going to get from auditions.
Yeah, you get like 20 no's, 14 just non-responses in a row. That's absolutely something that's just going to make you want to like give up. But
Mm.
it's just, you got to remember that it's going to happen like that.
Yeah.
Someday you'll get your yes, but you won't if you just stop. So
Mm. I also think this course I'm finding in particular has been really helpful in creating ways so that you can sustain the creativity when you are a career actor and you're finding jobs, but you're not getting employment. Like, I think something that's really underrated, in my opinion, is the skill to make your own work and to be able to create your own opportunities. I think is something like that's why 48 Hour and all those that stuff is great because it gives creatives who aren't able to find outlets all the time to make their own, I think. And that's
and
kind of where the discipline and resilience, if for me, where I find that to be important, because talent can't get you that tool
No.
to be able to do that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you guys, do you see yourselves taking that out from this course? This ability to make your own work, and you understand what it's like out there. And so when I'm not getting real work or real auditions, I'll make my own work to get those connections and networking, etc. You see the benefits of that,
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
I think so because like doing 48 Hour, we see lots of like Electric Milk, the team that won Best Film. Most of those people went to Flinders, and we have great relationships and friendships with all those people. And like, I mean, I find it hard because I have trouble seeing it as networking. I forget that you have to do that. I just kind of just talk to people and like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, this person is this. I'm like, oh, so yeah, I think
It's about industry connections. I use the word networking all the time, but I come from a public service background, and networking for me is a negative word because networking is a job for the boys, and being the right person, knowing the right connections. And yes, that does happen in this industry, but it's about having the right connections so that they know that you can then collaborate with them and vice versa.
Well, I suppose that's where the experience difference comes in, because to be honest, I don't really know what networking is. I don't know what all of that entails. I think obviously the more you engage in the world of the industry, the more you'd understand that. I suppose like there are some things you can really only learn being a career actor in industry, I suppose.
Love the way that we're molding the two lines in that what I've learned as a late bloomer and what you got, and that you guys are seeing these things already. So what's something you think older actors, and I use the word older, not old, older actors tend to overthink? And Connor might be able to answer this because he sees a lot more of me. But what do you think older actors tend to overthink that you feel more relaxed about, and something you suspect you might be underestimating right now?
I feel like younger actors are just like, not saying like they're better at it, but I think they find the fun easier in it rather than seeing like getting a script and like getting an audition or whatever. I think it's very easy to think of it as this is a be all end all. I have to make this the best audition I've ever done. I need to be the only person the director looks at. But I think we see it, we just find the fun in it. We exploring the subtext, who the character is. We like finding all the little details and just kind of knowing that you don't have to be the best that comes through on the audition. You just have to be proud of what you've done with it, with your decisions, and just, hoping that you've made a creative decision enough that stands out a little bit more. I just think it might just be because we're younger and older actors have lived a lot longer than us. I just think we're able to just find a lot more just like fun and freeness in the stuff.
But do you guys, as what Connor's saying, Sienna and Jacob, on expanding on that? So that is great that you have that, but can you see that changing when it becomes a necessity? So when you're out there auditioning and you need work and it becomes that little bit, that desperation, can you feel that changing, or do you think you can say, I'm going to hold on to that fun and I'm going to bring that into my professional audition career?
I'd like to hope we can, but in reality,
I mean, I kind of see that as part of the discipline, is finding ways to keep it fresh and how can I sustain this. And I also think a big thing I think I underestimate and overestimate, I think everyone does, is the amount of time that we have to.
I was literally going to bring up that you have time. I thought it was very relevant to this.
Because I often think that I'll be 21 when I graduate. I have so much time to do stuff, but then I can see it happening. I'll turn 30 and be like, what? Like, huh? And I don't know what it's like for older actors who start later in life, but I think something I would find intimidating if I was starting older would be, well, I haven't had much time to hone all this stuff, and how much time will I have to do that? But I think that comes from fear of failing, and I think that fear of failing is what stops a lot of actors from finding the fun in it. It's always thinking, oh, what if it goes wrong? Or I can't believe I have to do this. I think you kind of have to gaslight yourself into being like, this is going to be the best thing ever. Because then when you do it, you'll do it the best that you can.
I love that. So do you guys, in your training, do you see much of the business side of acting? I talk about it a lot on my podcast, and I focused on the business side of acting last year. So that's a whole topic in itself, and you might not have any idea what I'm talking about. But is there any aspects of what you need to do after you walk out the door?
I think that's more up to our honours year.
I think,
Because we're getting our bachelor's at the end of this year. The year after is our honours, which I believe to call it the networking year, which I think is where we will figure out how to handle ourselves outside of the course and making those connections and preparing for life without 9-to-5 uni.
No, that's good to hear.
Yeah, because honest year is where you do a big part of it is just making show reels. So you learn how to make that for yourself, so you can put it with your portfolio and stuff. And like Sienna said, it's just a lot of connecting with people in the industry outside of uni, learning names and just getting yourself out there. So when you finish, someone might be able to be like, there's this role I have, and there's that one kid I met way back in Flinders. They might be good for it. So yeah, Sienna's right.
I keep forgetting to think about the business side of things. I just go, yeah, this is acting. Oh, it's a job though. I keep forgetting that you have to build those things. Something that we're always told is think about what you want to do when you leave. I get very caught up in the fun of it that I forget about the business side of it. Yeah.
So Connor, you see a lot of the stuff that I do on my end. I've taken this professionally from day one, and I put you on the spot here. But if you had to find one or two things about how I do my acting career, not the acting itself, because that's just acting, but the business side of it, that you could then tell Sienna and Jacob and everyone else, if you could only tell them two things, what would you say that you've seen from me?
Like what, good things? Like things
on the business side. No, bad things. Where I screw up.
Things. The things you're not meant to do.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you've got something I need to know, then feel free to tell me. But
we'll come back to that. Camera.
On the business side of it, on the things that I do of my networking and my recording and spreadsheets and IMDb, anything like that, anything that really stands out, that if it had to be two things, you say, my dad does this, and it's what I'm going to be doing from day one.
Okay, I kind of got three. You showed me you made an Excel spreadsheet of your auditions, what you auditioned for, if you got it, director, whatnot. I think that's a really good thing just to keep track of. I know that's not really like business side, but I think that's
it is.
I feel like
it's a really good
business
thing to keep track of, because then you look back at it, see what you've gotten auditions for, and the simple fact that you've gotten auditions is enough to be like a little push, like a little drive to keep going. because you see you're getting these, and then you get to see like the people you've met, and you get these names there that you can remember. So I really like that. That's really important.
Awesome. Awesome.
Second thing, you run the Adelaide Actors and Extras thing on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
you?
that's a lot of fun.
Hey.
You are the leader of this massive group with a bunch of Adelaide actors. So you've just got this massive network of massive like hive of connections there that you can just reach out to at any point. I've seen a lot of people say,
It's very
unpaid
cool.
casting, cool, need 2 extras here. It's just such an easy way to immediately grab even like the tiniest little role. And I think that's really helpful to any actor that they can just join that.
Awesome.
And I had a third thing. Obviously just the IMDb and stuff like that, just having a profile for yourself that other people can find, regardless of what.
Yeah, that's like it's like
Regardless
social
of
media.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless of what credits you have or how many things you've been in, literally just having your own social profile on IMDb or anything that shows that you're an actor doing work, I think is really important to just have.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now I wanted to
Yeah.
get that, and I wanted to see how Sienna and Jacob sort of reacted to it. Is there anything there, guys, that you went, oh my God, I didn't even think about that?
I love a good Excel spreadsheet, so I'm gonna be keeping that one in the bank.
And that's something that it starts off a blank document, but it quickly builds. It quickly builds, and it does. And I'm going to expand on it. I need to put connections in there. So I've got names of who, producers that were involved as well,
Yeah.
not just the casting director, so that you can go, oh, who was that person that was involved in that audition or that show? And it also shows you where your auditions were and that you got a call back, but you didn't get the second one, or you didn't get a call back, or you got it, whether it was paid, whether it wasn't paid, who the casting director was. So I thoroughly recommend you guys do that from day one, because that's part of that business plan of knowing where you've come from and where you're going.
A bit like doing your taxes.
And you have to learn all that too.
And we will have to deal with that one.
Actually, it was something that I didn't think about was the social media aspect of everything, and then making a profile and making yourself known through that. Because
it is so hard, guys. There's so many, because you've got IMDb, Casting Network, Showcast, Altai, Star Now, Backstage. They're the ones I use here in Australia. And so then if you go to America, so Connor's hoping to maybe go to Canada, then you've got to do it over there. IMDb, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. That's everything I do. And that's for David John Clark, the actor. Not yet. And then I've got to do it, replicate it all again for the late bloomer actors. So I'm not trying to scare you off or anything.
I do think we are quite
it's a good thing to think about.
Because the beauty of us being in this age of like modern technology, to be able to have an Instagram profile completely designated to my acting, and a director, all they have to do is search up my name and boom, you've got half of, you can understand who I am almost instantly from that type of stuff. Like, it is great, and it should be an opportunity that we use and we don't waste that kind of way of displaying ourselves to the public.
Now, here's a question for all of you. Have you Googled your names yet?
I have. I did it a while ago.
It's surprising how much acting stuff comes up. Were you surprised?
Not so much recently, but kind of, this is a bit of a tangent, like primary school photos that I didn't know were on the internet.
Oh, no, yeah. I searched up your name one time, and we found these pictures of you in year 10, and you're like, that's me in year 10. We're like,
yeah.
Delete.
I know. My name's out there. What can I do?
Well, I actually Googled both Sienna and Jacob. I Googled you to try and get some background.
Oh, my God.
And I typed in your name, actor. So your name acted and got acting results. And so you're building a presence on there. It's coming up. So it is quite an interesting tool to see what's coming up. So it's kind of done it already.
Yeah. Sienna, all your TikToks are here.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want the TikToks out there. That's
I haven't seen your TikToks. Maybe.
Oh, no.
All right, awesome. We could go on this tangent for a long time. It's a good thing to look at as you build your career and have that, because that is a journey that people, well, it's an avenue, I should say, that people will look for you straight away. So, and then building all these profiles and maintaining them. The worst thing that you can do is not have them maintained. So if you start them early, and then as soon as you get a next credit, you go through all your platforms and update them, it's an easier process, other than, or you wait 6 months and you go, geez, I've done 10 jobs. Now I've got to update 10 credits into 10 platforms. So just a bit of advice here from the Late Bloomer Actor podcast to my young acting friends here. So speaking of late bloomer actors, if you guys could borrow one thing from a late bloomer actor, and I've written mindset, and again, I wait for my wife to come in and start laughing at me. Mindset, confidence, or life experience. If you could borrow one of those things, what would it be?
Life experience. Because it's unique to everyone, and it's very good, special.
Love it.
To have.
Is
Love
bank
it.
savings an option? Because
I've got more
Probably
life
take-
experience in bank savings.
yeah, no, life experience. I think just to have something to build off on, but obviously not like relive, because that's bad.
The bad moments you
Don't method act like that. That's terrible.
No.
But just to have the knowledge and emotion to build off of. So.
Awesome.
That's
And
true.
flipping that around, what do you think late bloomer actors could generally learn from young actors coming through training now? Sienna?
I
Put you on the
always
spot.
want to go back to the tangent. It was a thing drilled into us in first year, was you have time. And I think the privilege of getting to be younger means there's a little
More
less
time.
stress to be successful. I think we can still play around and still have fun. Whereas I know I'm going to, even when I get older, start to stress and think, oh, I'm not doing as well. Like, I'm not getting those auditions. How much longer can I keep this up? And that sort of time frame forces a negative mindset.
Nice.
So,
Well, yeah, I think similar to that. I think because the way I look at it is how young you were is determined by when you die. You never know when you're going to die. So technically, you're young until you die. That's how I see that, and that's how I trick myself into being
and the
like,
late bloom actor
I
should
have
take Jacob's mentality.
all these. I don't know if that made any sense.
Sienna and I had to think about it. We both went.
Yeah, you lost me.
Because like
Yeah.
if you die at 30, you were young when you were 10, but if you die at 100, you were young up until you were probably at 80. You know, like
Right.
so it's all about perspective, I think.
And then in this world of acting, it's also the journey that can just keep on going. You know, most people in a career, they're going to get their career and retire at 60. That's preservation age for superannuation, etc. But as an actor, you don't have to. You probably wouldn't retire at 60. You can keep on going. I mean, we've got actors working in their 80s and 90s. So unless you've been so successful all your life as an actor that you go, I just don't want to do it anymore. So that's really interesting. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. So as we wind up and get to the end of the show, let's fast forward 5 years. What do you hope stays the same about how you feel right now? And what do you hope changes?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's so hard to know what to change when I feel like I wouldn't know what's right or wrong in 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't have the wisdom to
Well,
know that right now I'm not doing the right thing in 5 years.
Well,
No, that's good.
I would hope in 5 years I would be able to look back 5 years and know what it was I was doing right and wrong and what I need to be doing better.
Yeah.
I think that's the same every day, year, month, week is what I'd hope for myself. Is that it's not so much being anywhere else, but knowing where to look ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was going to say. I think I would hope I would just be able to know kind of what to do quicker. Like if I get a script or something, I'd hope I'd be able to know what I want to do with it a little bit quicker than, and then I guess that counts for what I'd get rid of is my second guessing and all my doubting and stuff. I'd hope
Awesome.
I'd get rid of as much of the negative mindset as I can.
Beautiful.
I would like to understand how business side of it works.
5 years, Jacob's going to be
Yeah.
business ready.
Well, maybe I should do a course on myself, or maybe you can talk to your teachers and say, well, can we bring on the late bloomer actor for a whole class, and then I can become a
Ooh.
university
That'd be
instructor.
cool.
How
That would
we
be
go
cool.
there?
Sure.
All right, guys, where do you guys want to go? What do you see happening? I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're all wanting to sign up for the what's next year called again? The
Honors.
Honors year.
honors. I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
you're all
Yeah.
so after the honors, let's go around the room. But what would you like to do from then, Sienna? Since you're on my main
I
screen.
feel like I'm always first.
Well, I don't know. Somehow your image is last. You're the last person to spoke when I start speaking. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
And you're the lady, and I'm a gentleman. So.
Oh, thank you. I've always spoken that I really do want to go to Europe to do some workshops and stuff because I'm very fascinated. Well, it's kind of where a lot of acting craft started over there and sort of the technique started to form. I really want to go into film, but recently this year, theatre itself has been standing out to me a lot more. But I've been to America and there is one thing that has like drilled into my brain is not to tunnel vision myself into one thing by going, I'm a film actor. I'm only doing film. Like the industry is too competitive and too niche that you can't. You have to do voiceover acting. You have to do theater acting and can do like animation, video, character movement stuff. I think it would just be finding things to do and things because we're free. We don't have to do 9 to 5 uni. I can go do what I want to do.
And I love that. That's a really good point because the times have changed to the point where we used to have theatre actors, TV actors and film actors. And then all of a sudden film actors started working in TV and TV actors started working film. And then everyone started doing theatre, not because they needed the money, but it might have helped. Then they got a lot more opportunities as well, but because they could expand their skill sets. Because I've seen so many actors come on into classes that were primarily theatre based out of school and it's a different skill set and you've got to change it to tone. So, but once they learnt how to film on TV and with that little frame, so to speak, it was good. And so they had more skills in their toolbox. So that's certainly a great plan. And then you can choose, hey, I really would like to focus on theatre. I'm going to go to New York for a year if you can afford to find somewhere to live. But
it'll be saving up for a year,
that's the
then going for 2 months.
Jacob, what's your plans, if any?
I don't know. I feel I know I should be thinking more about career wise and all that stuff and the idea of networking, but I don't know. I don't like thinking about that stuff, and probably that'll change as I get older. But
no, when you finish university and then you realize you've got nothing to do.
I was going to say, that's next year,
you know
buddy.
that too. But I'll cross the bridge when I get there.
No, and that's not a bad thing, mate. It's not a bad thing at all.
Because I think I really enjoy learning about acting, and I honestly think the stuff that we learn in our course, and it's in lots of other courses around the world, the foundational elements of that, the discipline, the mindfulness, the physical work that we do, at least for me, it really helps kind of keep my brain functioning in a way that's helpful. And like, I think those foundations can be applied to any line of work in anywhere.
Definitely.
It's not just about acting. So I think I'd really like to learn more about the craft, I suppose, kind of like go to Europe or somewhere and just consume a bunch more in information. It'd be a good idea to take advantage of being young, I suppose, and being able to take more time to hone skills and do all those things before I throw myself into the industry.
But you're still looking for that agent and trying to get their work because the best school is on set. So
Mhm.
I can't remember the names of them. There was a brother sister team. The brother went to Whopper, but the sister who was planning to do that as well, she ended up on Home and Away, and
Wow. Okay.
and they both came out of 3 years of that with a very similar skill set, except she got paid for 3 years and had a bit of a name. I wish I could remember their names, but not saying that either path is positive or negative. Doors open at a certain amount of times. And just before I ask kind of the same question, but all I would recommend, guys, is that there's 2 things here that I would say is you always need to be acting, whether that's doing self-tapes or your own work or working for real, getting paid. But don't get into the mindset of I need to always be trained. I know some people that they just do class after class after class, and they're always, I'm seeing this teacher, I'm seeing that teacher, but they've never put themselves forward for work. And that's what you're doing. We're getting into the world of acting to get a job and to be in a film or on TV or on stage. So yes, definitely always be doing something, but have that focus of trying to get work. And if I would have to give one other recommendation, and Connor knows this, is that take what you learn from school, but then have to get that industry skill set. So I thoroughly recommend you looking into Les Chantiri in Sydney. I've done his 3-day course in Sydney in person, and now I do online. He teaches audition technique about that, how to get the work. We can all act, is what he says. You can all act, and you guys can act. I've seen you, but auditions are a complete different thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they focus on that in university, but certainly, how do I make myself stand out when I submit that tape? So certainly look into that. Connor, what's your plans, young man?
I mean, yeah, I shamefully I didn't even think about the didn't even think about the workshops and stuff like you said in Europe, Sienna. I've always just said make some money and go to Canada because that's where a lot of the film industry is. That's where a lot of the TV shows are being filmed and stuff. I'm not too certain on how the training and workshops and classes are in Canada compared to like Europe and stuff.
Everywhere's got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're
I
all
think
based on the same material. It's just
so, yeah, I think. I mean, it's what I've been saying, so I'm just going to stick with it. Go to Canada, live there for a bit, get an agent, try and get jobs, but just never forget that there's always more learning. There's always something for you to learn, whether it's on set or from a one weekend class or something. You never know everything, so always keep learning.
Yeah, like honing that curiosity continuously.
Yeah.
Stay curious.
Awesome. Stay curious. Now, you guys are all saying things that almost lead us into our last question. So as we wind up, here we go. I gave you a chance, but I have a tradition on the show now, which I've used on and off. But as we round up, this tradition is I try to ask my guests at the end of each episode, what would be your T-shirt quote? Now, it doesn't have to be acting relating. It doesn't have to be anything. What would you put on a T-shirt that you're willing to walk out that says something, a message about whatever you want? And you have to be in public, so it can't be rude or political.
Go on,
Too
Sienna.
political.
Go on, Sienna.
Well, Sienna,
I'm done
first,
now. Wait, am I going first?
Go ahead.
Apparently the boys think they're gentlemen now, and I know they're
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
No, I just know your vibe.
Yeah,
I just want to hear your quote.
I just
Say
you're
it.
at the top for me in the camera line, so
Same.
Okay. One thing I learned at the end of that, backstory, I'm a people pleaser. I really struggle with trying to feel like I'm doing it right rather than just doing it for the love of it and just seeing what happens. So I've double checked we are allowed to use profanity to some degree on this. I would get a quote just saying, fuck it. And that would just be my
nice.
And you're willing to walk around in public with that?
I think it would do good for other people as well. Someone walking past might see that shirt and go, yeah, you're right.
Right.
And then
yeah.
go do something.
And it'll be F***.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Cool.
Not, I don't want to be
we
too
get it.
much.
Of course. No, I love it. And you could put something on the back of the shirt then that expanded on it. If you
Maybe
wanted
it says nicely on the back.
to. Awesome. Thank you. Jacob, you're up.
I really like the you have time, I have time thing. I
Aw.
think that idea of you have time till it runs out, and it
Nice.
can be at any moment. So just use it.
Love
I think I like that idea.
The shirt's getting really long.
Yeah, weirdly morbid. Damn.
Everything I said will be on the shirt, including.
You know, I think
Just
one
gets
of the things
smaller
that
and
I agreed
smaller.
with was that
Something that I agree with is
It turns around the second half on the back of the shirt.
inside the shirt. There's more.
and a QR code to finish it.
leads to.
Connor, lucky last, man. Lucky last.
Well, I could never think of one. Because you know me, I can never just like focus on one thing. So I obviously have like two options.
Two shirts, front and back.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Funnily enough, I really learned both of them from the thing that got me really into acting, and that's High School Musical.
The musical. How do you say? I always get confused.
The High School Musical, the series.
That's right.
So yeah, my first
Crazy.
quote.
We're all in this together.
That's it.
Is it actually?
It's that. It's because I have to think about
Good
that
quote.
when we're in uni. I have to remember I'm not the only one in this. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And it's like it's cliche and cringe, but it works for me. And the second one is obviously a thing that's always been said in the industry. Trust the process. Even if it's in acting, if it's in life, if you're waiting for a job interview, if you're sent a risky text and you're waiting for the person to reply, just you trust the process and you just let things happen.
Yeah.
That's a
Awesome.
big one.
That's good.
Well, guys, thank you very much. This has been an absolute pleasure to have future stars on the podcast. And I know, Sienna and Jacob, this will be your first credit on IMDb because you will be credited for this.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Now,
Hey.
it's I haven't done it yet, and I don't know if it's possible, but podcasts can be SAG-AFTRA qualified. So I will be looking into whether my podcast can be
Ooh.
taken under SAG-AFTRA. So it might be in the
Yeah.
future. You might be able to
Yeah.
get SAG-AFTRA unionship.
Yeah.
So as we finish up, and I wanted to leave this till last because this is for everyone on YouTube, because the people listening, I'm going to leave it. If you're listening, I'll explain it. But firstly, Connor, there is a picture of a young man behind you. Can you? Oh no, is that Timothy
That's my idol right
Chalamet?
there.
Timothy,
Actually,
is that how you say it? Chalamet?
It's Bob
Is that how you
Dylan,
say it?
really.
So
That's what it is.
this is actually
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
My idol.
The Bob Dylan himself.
The Bob Dylan actually.
Ah,
If you want to
I'm gonna
understand,
watch.
I'm not going to explain it. If you want to understand it, go watch Fiasco by Papaya Productions on YouTube.
that's on
48-hour
YouTube.
film.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
fam.
It is.
Didn't
And
know that.
also now, Jacob, I didn't ask this question, but how much in acting is ad-libbing? And my brain has just gone, what's the other word?
Improv?
Improvising.
Improv.
Yeah.
How much do you bring that into your acting? Obviously, you've done that a bit of a training. So what do you feel of improv? And before you answer it, I'm going to share my screen
Surprise screenshot.
and we can watch this quickly and then you can explain it. So,
Oh my god. Jake.
You twisted knife that you put into me, and the worst part is that I let you do it. Oh, 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 I'm bleeding on the floor, on the stairs.
Hey, love.
I love those.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's so good.
Shout
Oh,
out
okay.
Oscar Baldwin, nominated Best
Yes,
Performance.
that's
Oscar
Oscar.
Baldwin.
Shout out Oscar
One of the
Baldwin.
actors.
Oh,
Hopefully next year you can get all the honors in one podcast episode.
Yep.
that might be dog.
We'll have to draw
Okay, so
numbers on who can
2
speak.
questions each.
Jacob, just explain. That was, I believe, that song and everything that you did with that character. A lot of it was improv. Explain what it's from, why, and how you came up with that song.
Well, I guess a part of the thing behind ad-libbing and improv is it has to kind of come from just absolutely nowhere. you kind of have to, because something that our two directors, Maisie and Bahija, did was they structured the story. And something that we learn about improv is that you use the structure to find freedom within the structure that you make. So because we had the story and because we had all the elements already chosen, it gave me complete freedom to just speak whatever just came out of my mouth within the framework that we had made. And a lot of that, I think I've said this 3 times now, comes from being grounded, the mindfulness, just letting yourself completely just flush out all self-conscious observations of yourself. Being like,
Awesome.
oh, I shouldn't say this, or this isn't me saying this. It's like, you're having fun. It's all about having fun, I think.
And you had fun with that. And that
We
was
had
from
lots
the
of fun.
48-hour film challenge,
Yeah.
the Papaya Productions. And the name of the film is Fiasco, correct? And you were playing, your character's name was?
Dave Fiasco.
Yes.
Yeah, Fiasco. And the reason that Connor had that picture in the background was used in the film is your character thought that was
Bob
James
Dylan.
Dean.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever
It was
say
his
that, mate. It's Bob
inspiration.
Dylan and you know that.
Know that. I love it. Awesome. Guys, thank you very much. This has been fantastic. Hey, let's bring you all back on when you're big and famous, or let's look at next year perhaps as a special episode. Let's see if we can get into the studio down at Flinders and get everyone in a big setting. So
Yeah.
I'll leave that one with you guys to organise. And maybe we can use the first year of Flinders film students to maybe do the sound and camera work and something like that. That would be awesome. Something
that
to
That
could
could be
so,
pretty cool, yeah.
any final words from everyone? I'm going to go backwards. Connor, any final words?
You have time.
That's your T-shirt quote.
No, that wasn't. That was.
That's Jacob's t-shirt.
Thanks for watching.
No, awesome. Jacob,
You
last
have
word,
no
my man.
time. It's running out. Hurry yourself. Rush
Tick, tick.
yourself. You have no time. No, this was very fun. Thank you for having me on. It's
been a
very cool.
pleasure.
Very cool. Yeah.
And Sienna, you get the final word.
Make sure you
Almost.
subscribe to the Late Bloom Actor today. T-shirts available on the merch website.
I'm now
Are there
committed to
shirts?
some T-shirts. I love it.
Look what
Thank
you
you for
guys.
having me on. It's really great
Thank
to
you.
share minds and just chat about.
And you
love
guys
of
are
acting.
wonderful. You're all a wonderful group of actors. I've seen your work. I've seen where you're going, and I can't wait to see where you take it in the future. And
Wow.
please take me with you.
Can I say one more
Connor's got
thing?
his hand up. Yeah, of course you can, man.
we
You have
just
the
say
last
this.
word.
This will be released on the 15th, right?
Of February 2026. Yes.
Head to the Flinders Drama Centre website or adelaidefringe.com and come see Spring Awakening and The Kid, 2 amazing shows that will be on at the end of February. Buy tickets, come see it. Thank you.
And
I love
happy
it.
Valentine's Day. To all
Oh.
those
Yep.
who-
All right.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to hit the stop
Thank
recording.
you.
Thank you, team. Absolutely wonderful. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Dad. I'll see you in a minute.
Thanks. Thanks, Dad.